Okay, it's been a long time coming, but here's a short video on the latest infotainment software in the Maxus E Deliver 3. So we'll turn it on. And there's your boot up.
England were chasing a total of 271 to win. They were bowled out for 124.
I'll just mute it in case we get any YouTube copyright things going on. That's what you're greeted with. You've got three choices. You've got your radio, you've got Apple CarPlay, and something called QD Link, which I'll come to in a minute, and then your Bluetooth there. So if you go to radio, it's DAB, FM or AM, which is interesting. Don't know if anybody still listens to AM. Maybe some do. Then you've got your list of favourites, or your list of scanned, a list of everything available. It's very responsive, very smooth, no issues with it at all. I'm just trying to do it through a screen and through. There we go. Right, so then you go to the home screen. There you've got your Apple CarPlay, QD Link, the radio, albums is your USB stuff. The user manual is built in, and then the system settings. Now if we go to the system settings, then you've got all your Bluetooth stuff, and then your paired devices. Now let's just have a look at system information. This is the interesting bit. Okay, software version. I won't bother reading it out, but there you go. Hardware version. Now interestingly, CarPlay version 1, Android Auto, it's missing. There's nothing there. So it hasn't got Android Auto, even though a lot of the literature online says that it has. It hasn't. It's got QD Link, which I'll come to in a minute. And there's all the other bits and pieces. So if we go back to that, Apple CarPlay, haven't actually got it wired in. There's the wire and the hard holder that I use. But Apple CarPlay works faultlessly as you would expect Apple CarPlay to do. Radio I've shown you, system settings, that's your settings. Then general, you've got such things as language, auto brightness, time and date. Sound is plentiful, clicks, loudness, speed compensated volume. Oh, quick. And loads of other stuff that I'm not going to be able to show you on sound. You've got graphic equalizers, you've got ringtones, voice volumes, loads, soundstage, balance, and lots of bits and pieces. And then the Bluetooth I've shown you. That's your USB. You can either Bluetooth it or have a USB plugged in. Then you've got your telephone, all the usual stuff, and then you've got the car settings, follow me home lights, vehicle locks, auto lock, unlock, etc. Right, now the thing is, right, Apple CarPlay, as I said, works faultlessly as you expect Apple CarPlay to do. QD Link is flaky at best. Now I've tried it on an Honor 7S and it just didn't want to know, didn't want to connect, didn't work full stop. I've then got a couple of old Samsungs. One, it didn't want to know, didn't want to connect, and the other one, it sort of connected for 2 or 3 minutes, so I had a chance to use it, but after about 2 or 3 minutes it fell over and said no, I'm not talking to the phone, and that was it. So in my experience, I haven't really been able to get it to work to any sort of capacity. But looking on the internet and looking at other people that have reviewed it, if you can get it to work, it seems to work fine. But, and it's a big but, it's basically just it is just a phone mirroring app. So for instance, for me it wouldn't work because you can't listen to the radio while you're using QD-Link. So if you're using QD-Link for your sat-nav, that's fine, but you can't listen to the radio because it literally just mirrors your phone. So I suppose if you can somehow stream the radio via your phone, you could do it that way, but I'll let you make your own mind up, and you can have a look at some of the other reviews of QD-Link on the tubeness. But as far as I couldn't get it to work with any of my phones, and one of the old phones that I could get it to work with only worked for 1 or 2 minutes, and it was flaky at best. The sat-nav system that I use, it didn't seem to zoom in or out particularly cleverly, and some of the features weren't working properly. Oh, and the other thing is you have to have your phone screen on all the time you've got it on this screen. So if you've got your phone in a holder there and you have to have the screen on all the time to have this screen on, then what's the point? You might as well just have your sat-nav on your phone. Rather, yeah, I couldn't see the point of it really. So it's just a real shame that it looks like the system can have Android Auto. There, it looks like it's capable of having Android Auto, but they just haven't got it. So I don't know if anybody has got a software version any higher than that, but I don't think so, because this vehicle is a 2021 build, so I don't know. But there we go. Yeah, and as I say, the DAB is fantastic. It works faultlessly. I've never had an issue with it so far anywhere in the country, although maybe once or twice in the lakes because nothing gets through some of the valleys in the lakes. And FM and AM, the interesting FM, yeah, not too sure. It's not even DAB, so you can't, you know, it's an interesting system, and it works well, but it's not DAB. Because that would be the end of it. So you don't know what you're listening to, and you have to keep retuning it if you're wandering about. So again, but again, it's pretty redundant because you've got DAB anyway. AM, funny enough, if I can get it to work, AM works fine. But again, not too sure what the point of AM is. Both are pretty much redundant if you're using DAB anyway. So there we go, just a quick run through of the latest system. On the whole, absolutely brilliant. Haven't had any issues with it. Apple CarPlay completely faultless, as you would expect Apple CarPlay to be. The DAB radio system, excellent, no problems at all. Bluetooth phone calls, no issues at all. So on the whole, a much better improvement than the first software, where it was a bit cobbled together, and okay, it worked, but it wasn't really a true DAB radio or anything like that. But now they seem to have got it sorted. It's just a real shame we haven't got Android Auto. But hey, maybe they're listening, and maybe there'll be an update somewhere along the way. Okay, that's it for now. Cheers.